I am Diana Grace and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will explain some things about toners. What are toners? Why should you use them? How do you use them? And which ones do I recommend? And at the end of this video, I will also share some exciting news, so stay tuned for that. But without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. So what are toners and why should you use them? The most important reason for why you should use a toner is that it has pH regulating properties. So when you cleanse your face and you wash off with water, the water will actually disturb the pH level in your skin and it can cause to irritation and dryness. So what a toner does then is that it regulates the pH level so you can avoid those things. Another thing that a toner does is that it actually boosts the effectiveness of some products. So let's say, for example, that you're going to use a product with a high percentage of acid, like for example a vitamin C serum or a BHA, both with a high percentage of the acid. Then when using a toner with the right pH level, you can boost the effectiveness. It depends on which product you're going to use after. For vitamin C, you can use a toner with a pH of 3.5 to 4.5. And for BHA, you can use a toner with a pH of around 5. Remember, you don't have to look after the pH level of the toner, but if you do, the next product will work more optimally for your skin. And remember, if you are going to use a product with retinol, for example, like for example the Misha Time Revolution Night Repair Ampule, then you should be careful with what toner you used before. Because if you use a toner with AHA or BHA, it can cancel out the effectiveness of the retinol. So it is important to know about that. But you can just find a toner that's without acid, so you can be safe all the time. And later in this video, I will show you which products that I recommend, and one of them is without acid. Another reason for why you should use a toner is that if you have any makeup or any oil or sebum or sunscreen or anything like that left on your skin, the toner can remove the last traces of that. It is not as important if you use the double cleansing method, because then it will remove all of that. But especially if you don't, it is good to remove the last traces of that with a toner on a cotton pad. Another thing is that a lot of toners are hydrating, especially Korean toners. And those toners, well, some of them are cold toners, but some of them are also called lotion or skin, or they also have some other names. But what's special about them is that they are hydrating and soothing. Of course, not all of them, but a lot of Korean toners are. And so you should definitely look for that in a toner so that you won't strip your skin for moisture and it won't lead to dryness, premature wrinkles, acne, and things like that. So that's a good thing. So how do you use a toner? Well, first of all, you use a toner after cleansing your face. And no matter if you have just cleansed your face or used a wash-off mask or a clay mask or anything like that you have to wash off with water, you have to use toner afterwards. So it is the first step after using water. And everything that you should not wash off comes after toner. So the most common method for putting on toner is using a cotton pad. And this is especially good for normal skin, combination skin, and oily skin, but of course all skin types can benefit from it. And as I mentioned, it is especially good if you have any last traces of makeup on. But there are also different kinds of cotton pads. You have the normal ones which are round and a bit thick that you can get at the grocery store, at least here in Norway. But you also have the ones from Klairs that are a bit more unique. There are two different kinds of cotton pads in there. The one that is the thinnest is compressed, and it actually has a bit of a rougher texture so that it gently exfoliates your skin. And the other one is a bit more spongy and very soft, and it actually absorbs a lot of product, but not absorbs in that negative kind of way. It actually bounces back onto your skin kind of. So it is very good in delivering a lot of toner and hydration to your skin. One thing to be aware of is the way you apply your toner with a cotton pad, because before I just used to drag it down my skin quite hard, and I was pulling my skin downwards. But now I am more gentle with my skin. I try to use more upwards motions and to not pull too much on my skin to prevent premature aging. You can actually also use your hands for applying toner. You just pour some in your hands and you pat it on your skin. This is especially good for dry and sensitive skin. But of course, all skin types can benefit from this as well, because it is even more gentle than using cotton pads. But it is of course best to double cleanse before using this method. But it is of course best if you use the double cleansing method beforehand, so that you're sure that you don't have anything left to remove. When using this method, you have less product wastage, especially if you compare it to regular cotton pads. So that's good, and I actually use this method most of the time. Another method is to use it as a mist, and some toners come in spray bottles, but if it's not, you can just pour some over to an empty spray bottle and just mist it on your face. You can actually, some toners you can mist on your face throughout the day as a regular hydrating mist. But you should be aware that some toners are, well, they contain ingredients like HA and BHA, and personally I would not spray it directly on my whole face so that it gets on my eyes. So what I would do then is that I would just spray some into my hands and just pat it on my skin. But if you have just a hydrating toner that doesn't contain actives like that, you can of course just spray it all over your face. You can also make a custom-made sheet mask, and I actually shared this tip on my Instagram not too long ago. And what you do is that you just take some square cotton pads that are a bit thin, and you just pour some toner on it and spread it evenly on the whole cotton pad, and you just put it on your face and you let it sit for at least about 5 to 10 minutes. But it depends on both the toner and the cotton pads, of course. If you use the Klairs toner and the Klairs cotton pads, you can actually leave them on for 15 to 20 minutes. It says so on their website. But you just see if it starts to feel dry, of course, just take it off. And after when you are done with having them on your face, you can just swipe it all over your face and your neck, just to leave all your skin moisturized. What you also can do is use the 7 skin method. It is a trend, especially in Korea right now, but also it's spreading around the world. And this tip I also shared on my Instagram not too long ago. And what you do is that you use a hydrating toner. That is very important. It should not contain a lot of actives. Just use a hydrating toner, and then you take a little bit in your hands and just pat it on your face and on your neck, of course. and you do that for about 7 times. Actually, you don't have to do all 7 times. You can also do it 5 times or 3 times. That's up to you. And also, you don't have to use one specific toner. You can use 2 or 3. And what is the most important is that you use thin layers and you let your skin absorb it between each layer, and of course, and you do this as much as you'd like. So of course you don't have to use this every time you cleanse your face because it takes a little bit of time, but you can do it whenever you want to, whenever you feel that your skin is a bit more dehydrated or dry, because it delivers a lot of hydration. So here I first used the Mamonde Rose Water Toner for the first 3 times, but then I switched to the Klairs toner and used it for the remaining 4 times. Both worked really well. They're both hydrating and soothing and all that. A tip is that you don't have to dry with a towel because a towel can be a little bit rough on your skin, especially if you're not careful, and also it can contain a lot of bacteria and all that. So here's what I do. What's good about this is that not only do I skip getting bacteria on my skin, but I also have less wastage and it's more gentle on the skin, and also it increases the blood circulation in the skin. So which toners do I recommend? And it has been a lifesaver on rushed mornings. Now over to the exciting news.